When Emily first walked into my office, I noticed how carefully she smiled, the kind of smile people wear when they are holding themselves together. She was polite, composed, but her eyes told another story, a quiet exhaustion that words couldn't quite reach. She told me she was a nurse. She said she was good at taking care of people. Maybe too good, she added with a nervous laugh. That sentence lingered. People who love too deeply often forget to save some of that love for themselves. When she met Ryan, she said it felt like finally being seen. He was charming, dark hair, confident, the kind of man who filled a room just by being in it. He brought her coffee before work, sent her songs at night, and called her his light. And for a while, Emily believed she was. Her friend Monica wasn't convinced. She liked him, Emily said. But she kept saying something about him felt off. Emily laughed it off. That's just Monica. She worries too much. But Monica had seen this kind of man before, the ones who start with admiration and end with control. At first, Ryan's criticism sounded like care. He'd tell her which dress looked more professional. He'd text her during her shifts, "Just checking in, babe." And soon, if she didn't answer right away, he'd follow with, "Are you too busy for me now?" It's a subtle kind of cage, built not with bars but with guilt. She started apologizing for things that didn't need apologies. For staying late at work, for being tired, for not smiling enough. And he, the man who once adored her compassion, began to say, "You're too emotional." In therapy, I often say control never comes all at once. It comes disguised as love. And Emily nodded when I said it, tears in her eyes, not from sadness, but from recognition. The night everything changed was a Friday. Ryan had taken Emily to a small dinner with his colleagues. She had chosen a soft blue dress. Elegant, understated. Halfway through the evening, one of the men complimented her. Said she looked graceful. Ryan laughed, but it wasn't kind. He said, "Graceful? You should see her in the morning. More like a mess." The table laughed. Emily froze. That's how abuse often looks in public, dressed as humor. But humiliation has a sound. It's the silence that follows the laughter. When they got home, she didn't argue. She packed a small bag and left. Later she'd tell me she didn't even know where she was driving, only that she needed to leave before she disappeared completely. That's what survival looks like. It's quiet, it's desperate, but it's brave. The weeks that followed were blurry. Tears, therapy, sleepless nights. Monica stayed by her side. Some nights they just sat together on the couch, saying nothing. Sometimes silence is the first language of healing. Slowly, Emily rebuilt her life. She took extra shifts, started running again, learned how to be alone without being lonely. One day she said, "I realized I don't miss him. I miss the version of myself I was hoping to become with him." That's when I knew she was healing. Months later, Ryan saw her again. At a coffee shop near the hospital, she was laughing with a co-worker, hair loose, eyes bright. He froze, maybe expecting guilt or pain, but Emily just nodded politely, paid for her drink, and left. That was her revenge. Not anger, not words, just peace. When I think about Emily's story, I think about all the women who believe they have to fight to be loved. Love isn't supposed to hurt. If it does, it's not love. It's control wearing love's face. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means remembering without pain. And revenge, the kind that lasts, isn't about making them suffer. It's about living in a way that proves they never destroyed you. Emily once told me, "I used to think strength meant staying. Now I know it means leaving." And I smiled, because that's the truth most survivors eventually find. You don't win by breaking them. You win by becoming whole again. Sometimes the best revenge is not what you do to them, but what you finally do for yourself.